Our last match of the night features two undefeated teams. In Pool D, the winner will walk away in first place in the best possible seeding going into the championship bracket. Loser will take home second. I'm Fallout, joined alongside Ribs and Franchise to break down the action as we get ready for our last match of the night. We will have a chance to watch eUnited live against Abuelos and Co. because it's too long to say their name, Franchise. I want to hear you say it. Can I hear you say it, though? Because I feel like you're going to do it better than us.
Abuelos y sus nietos.
Oh, beautiful.
Rolls off
beautiful.
the tongue. What does it mean, Fran? What does it? I know what it means. What does it mean for the fans?
It's grandparents and their grandchildren.
That's great.
Oh, so they're related?
Yeah, they're related.
No, I get the joke. It's two older players, two younger players. It's clever. I like it.
I think it is very clever.
As far as Gears team names go, I like this one more than a lot of other ones.
That was definitely ChaoZ's idea, not Addvers. That doesn't seem like an Addvers decision. Fran,
no, it was Chavii's idea. He was probably calling them grandpas all the time, and he's like, you know what? I'll be the grandchild, you be the grandparents. Good team name. I don't know about their gameplay though. It hasn't been as good as their team name is on the side of compared to everything else.
Looked a little shaky against Hive. Meanwhile, United came out and 3-0'd Hive, so you got to think that United's the favorite coming into this one. But hey, anything's possible here. Let's start to break down these rosters. We've been talking about them. Let's talk about United first and foremost. You know them, you love them. It's Powerz, TJForce, Demise, and Dyslexic. Dyslexic, the sole Latam or Mexican player on this team ever since the region barrier lock got lifted. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's Abuelos y sus Nietos. I had to wait till I saw it because I forgot for a second.
Ooh.
Addvers, Chavii, K. How'd I do, Fran?
You did great. I like that.
I got the Greek accent, bro. I can bring it to it translates. You know what I'm saying? Franchise, break down this roster for me, though. Obviously, you've competed against Addvers and ChaoZ for a while. ChaoZ for a while. But talking about Solar and Chavii as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're just two up-and-coming players that have been around for a little while now. But you know, I really like Solar. He's one of those guys that did show had a good showing these past few pro leagues. You know, teaming him up with, you know, a veteran like ChaoZ, a veteran like Addvers, you know, they're gonna hopefully get the best out of him. And you know, hopefully this is the time where they actually break through because, you know, they are 2-0 today. Yep. But this is a major, and you have to beat good teams to you know, excel in a tournament and win a tournament. You know, so let's look out for Solar and Chavii and see how they do today. And
everyone keeps talking about Chavii, Riz. Why is this guy so special?
Well, I mean, he's just one of those up-and-coming players that's just so much fun to watch. I mean, he's getting highlight after highlight. I put him in the same category as, like, one of the new high-flying slayers, just like Dyslexic and a Latin American counterpart. And, yeah, just same thing with Soler. I love the makeup of this team in the fact that you have two smart players, fundamentally sound players, veteran players, and then just these two young guns that could shoot with the best of them.
So I'm asking you guys a question. True or false? Do you think Soler saw Solar's gamer tag and said, I like that, I'm just going to change it up a little bit?
Maybe. Probably not, though. I don't think so.
Probably not.
But I think for sure.
What's with you and calling everyone out on their gamer tag? Calling out production for misspelling chaos. Let people live. Do like Colin. It's 2022. Let people enjoy themselves, all right?
Listen, if we make mistakes, you know production's in our ear chirping every step of the way here. Right. We got to get them back whenever we can. They're too perfect. It's not fair how good the duo of Softer and Goalie really are. It's just not fair, period.
It's true.
But with jokes aside, let's go ahead and jump right into Fran's keys to victory here. I'm excited to talk about. I lied. Picks bands first, then Fran's keys to victory. See, I'm just messed up. Ribs, walk me through it. The bands, I think you want to start, right?
Yeah, so by those two bans, they're going to ban District Control, and they also banned Ephira Execution. So I like the Ephira ban a lot. We know how strong Ephira Execution can be when you have Powerz fighting for the Torque Bow and Dyslexic fighting inside, TJ fighting outside. On the side of eUnited, they're going to ban Reactor Control, Canals Execution, and Harbor Escalation. We just heard Detox say, I mean, a lot of the times we pick bans, we make picks. We have a deep map pool. eUnited is one of those teams that has a deep map pool as well. So they don't really have to go for their strongest maps. They just ban their opponent's strongest maps and then just play whatever's left.
Yep. On the flip side, we do have the picks, Fran. As a result of the picks here, you think Abuelos has a chance here?
I mean, looking at, you know, Ritual and Clocktower, Vasgar, Regency, and two. I mean, I think they have a good shot just because they got rid of a few of eUnited's strong maps, but that Vasgar is going to be important in that Clocktower. I always say, you know, when you're the underdog trying to get an upset, That second map is so important. And I think Abuelos, just because they've been in 2 long series already, I think that it kind of plays into their favor. A slow playing map like Clocktower, I think that could be the one that they could take.
Well, Fran's saying it's all going to come down to map number 2, which is Clocktower Execution. In terms of the map picks and bans, I'm also interested to hear Fran's keys to success. Let's roll right into it. I'm not sure if we're starting with the United. Yes, we are. Let's start with the United. Ribs, walk me through EU's keys to victory.
So yeah, eUnited run and gun. I'm looking at Dyslexic, I'm looking at Powerz. They are so much fun to watch. And not to mention Ritual Control, probably United's strongest control map. So that's probably a misstep on Abuelos for letting that through. Not only letting it through, picking it for the first map, and then building their leads in control. So yeah, I feel like eUnited should be able to win both of these control maps, especially Ritual. Once they win the initial, maintain power-up control, it's all downhill afterwards. But yeah, we've seen Powerz do some dirty things on Ritual Control. I'm looking forward to that first map. Big time for United.
On the flip side, Abuelos y sus Nietos, Fran, what are their keys to success?
Stretch and ice, baby.
Ooh.
You know.
Okay. All right.
They've already had 2 long series.
What does that even mean? Stretch and ice?
You know, they're old. They're great. They're grandfathers.
I get it.
You see what I'm saying? Like you got to stretch. It's all about mobility. In 2022, it's all about mobility. Stretch out a little bit. Get the foam roller out right before the match. And yeah, get ready for another long series. If you want to win this series, it's going to be a long one, most likely. And another one, choose your chaos. And the reason I chose chaos for that is, honestly, you know, he's been around the block like Addvers, but he's been around the block a little bit longer. And you know, in order to win in this game in any gears, you have to be able to win team fights. But you can also set, you know, when you can also set them up. Basically, you can decide when they happen and when they don't happen. And if you're controlling that tempo against the United, you're going to have a good shot.
If he's been around a while, you're right. He's actually entering Fran territory. He used to compete in the Meltdown squad back in Gears 2. Give him 2-3 more years, Fran. He's got you beat. You're lucky that they put an end to it. So they gotta pause it. You can have the old man Fran title, period. And Kenny obviously is right behind him as well. But no, yeah, jokes aside, Chaos, the veteran, I like those keys to success for both of these squads. When I saw ice, my literal ass took it so literally. I'm like, you mean like ice them? Like try to slow down the game so you can ice them? Like, I don't know what that means, but that makes total sense. They're old. They got to stretch. They need to ice up, make sure they're ready for this next matchup. It's been a long day for this squad, and I'm excited to see what they can do if they can potentially take a map 2, maybe even upset this United squad is looking so incredibly good. Let's go ahead and walk into predictions here next. I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts. Something tells me I might know where you're headed, but Ribs, kick us off.
Yeah, final matchup of the day. Abuelos has been struggling so much. Meanwhile, United's undefeated in their map count today. So I think this is another clear-cut victory for United. We saw Abuelos lose maps to just now to Hive. They lost maps to Ambush. They're just not in their form today. This would be an amazing upset for them, but I don't think they have what it takes to take out the duo of Powerz and Dyslexic.
You calling it 3-0?
I think it will be a sweep. I think United will win all their maps today. All their matches 9-0 total map count.
Fran, how about you?
Get the vapor rub out. Get the ice bath ready. You're going. you're going to end your night a little earlier on this one. I don't see a long series. It's a hot 3-0.
Hot 3-0 for United, says Fran. I'm going to say the same thing. I think United takes it. They just saw what Rise did. They've seen what KCP's doing. They were trying to enter the champ bracket on Saturday on fire. They need it to try and hoist yet another trophy and win one for United as well. We'll see if they can do it. And it looks like all three of us going with EU, and that's where our cookie's crumbling at least. And I'm interested to get our casters' thoughts as well. Gameplay should be just about ready, right around the corner. But of course, before we jump to gameplay, we actually had a chance, my man Taylor had a chance to catch up with Chaos coming into the tournament. Let's hear a word or two from the Abuelo himself.
All right, everybody, it's time for the Spring Major, and of course, I've got to talk to Chaos from Abuelos y sus Nietos. By the way, Chaos, first and foremost, great to talk to you. I love the name. What's the story behind the name?
I don't know. I just like what it represents. I don't know. Everything in life is sort of chaotic, so I don't know. I just like what it represents.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that, man. It's definitely been the most fun name, I think, especially for me and Colin.
I appreciate it.
All right, Jacob and Blaze seem to have it down pat. Yeah, I love it. I really do, and I love what Abuelos has done as a whole, and you specifically, ChaoZ, what your roster has done, right, when it comes to Split 3 Pro League. The record, it's good. It really is. Obviously, you've taken some losses, but I think the most important thing for me is you've also had some tremendous wins. You beat KCP. You've went the distance against eUnited. You even took a map off of Pittsburgh Knights. Even in E-Days, right, you continue to perform incredibly well. What is so special about this Abuelos roster, and why do you continue to take the top teams the distance?
I think we just understand the game and know how to play the game pretty well. So whenever you understand the game and you understand how to play, what you need to do, like, you're gonna play well regardless of how good you are. Like, this is a teamwork-based game. Like, there's a lot of teamwork, a team-oriented game. So you just have to understand each other, and you'll do well.
That is a fact. And when it does come to this Abuelos roster, it's fresh, it's new. You guys just formed, obviously, before Split 3. But you were on some previous rosters as well. So let's talk about that. And let's talk about the transition from going from, Pittsburgh Knights now over, of course, to this Abuelos roster, and kind of what that transition's been like for you.
Well, I didn't play last split. It's tough, whenever you go from a top team, towards like a lesser team, basically. Well, it's tough because you have to learn a lot of stuff together. Like, you have to gain a lot of discipline. Like, the basics of the game, like, it's tough to get them with a new team. So those little mistakes, those little things that you do wrong, like that the other team didn't make, the better team didn't make. It's tough to get those things like together, like to get them right. Like, it's tough at first, but like whenever you play and you grind and you notice what you're doing wrong and you know it, like, you just better it, and that's what we were doing.
So obviously, you keep talking about fundamentals. You keep talking about, knowing the game, and that can take you far, right? And that's very valid. ChaoZ, you've got a long history of competing. It's the same thing for Addvers. But what is it like to teach, in a way, or guide, grandchildren, if you will, of Chavii and Solar? How's it been playing with them?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a wild ride. Like, we have our ups and downs. Like, basically, every match in our league, we could have won it. If you see them, like, they're right there. Like, just little mistakes and little things that we have to correct. But, like, it's fun. It's fun. Like, it's been stressful sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you. Because sometimes we just make too many mistakes that we're not supposed to make. And that some serious, like, get out of our hands because of, but, like, it's fun. It has been pretty fun, a wild ride, and we're just gonna keep on grinding, and hopefully we'll do like pretty well in the event. That's our expectations.
Well, and that's my expectation as well. Abuelos has been a team that, bracket buster, dark horse. I don't know what I want to consider you yet. I'm still trying to figure out, your identity, or at least your ranking when it comes to just really the standings. Pro League standings are one thing, but it's like going into the major, I'm like, where's Abuelos going to fall? You clearly can beat any team out there. You have proven that, and you have proven how strong this roster can genuinely be. You're a fierce competitor yourself. But as you head into the spring major, who are you, I guess, looking forward to playing the most, and who do you think is going to be your toughest competition?
Who am I looking forward to playing the most? Pittsburgh Knights. Yeah, obviously. But, like,
of course,
obviously Pittsburgh Knights and KCP. I think they're the two most solid teams. I think KCP, whenever they go to an event, they transform. So, like, basically, those are the two teams I want to beat. I want to beat everybody. But, like,
it's interesting. I know you want to beat everybody, but it's interesting you say Pittsburgh. I understand Pittsburgh.
Obviously,
like 100%. KCP, I get they're the champs, but obviously, right? I get that. But when it comes down to though eUnited and Rise, why not them? Because they've been playing very well throughout Split 3.
I think they've been playing well. but I think the other two teams are more difficult to play against. I think, at least from my perspective, and
Sure.
I don't know. They just play too damn good as a team, both teams. Like whenever you see United and Rice,
All right.
they're more individualistic. I can say like their teamwork is there,
sure. Yep.
but like they're more like individual players that they make plays. But like whenever you see like Pittsburgh Knights and KCP playing, they just play a lot for each other, like way too much. So I think that's the meta game to win an event. Yeah.
Gotcha. I like the answers. I really do. And ChaoZ, I wish you all the best of luck during the Spring Major, brother. Thanks for coming on for the interview.
Thanks for having me.
Booyakashow!
It's like calling your head's invisible, bro. I can see right through that brain.
Yeah, ain't nothing up there, I'll tell you that much. All I got on the brain is eUnited. Oh, you can't set me up for those, Jacob. You can't set me up for those.
I'll set you up any single day. And honestly, that was a great interview from Reflections and even better reaction from ChaoZ. Dropping the AirPod, not really skipping a beat, putting it back in smooth as can be. If you actually missed it, you might have never guessed it.
He's going to have to be that smooth and a little bit more. He's got to be, I can't believe it's not butter smooth in this next matchup because he's about to go up against a team that's 6-0 in maps, 2-0 on the day. Look at it, try to be 3-0, trying to finish the day off 9-0. I mean, Ribs called it, Fran called it. I think Fallout jumped on the bandwagon and called it. I don't know who's driving the bandwagon.
Not me. If it ain't a 4-door sedan, Colin, I ain't driving. I just got my license maybe 2 years ago. We gonna crash into something if I'm driving that van. Let me tell you. I actually rented a U-Haul van, not even a truck, a U-Haul van. Oh, God. And I lightly crashed it into a gate, bent the gate out of shape. Luckily, they were able to bend it back, but let me tell you, don't let me drive the van.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm convincing my wife that we got to go minivan now. We got 2 kids. We got to live the minivan life. All right, I gotta get one of them big old mommy minivans.
Buy the minivan.
I'm gonna drive that thing around. I'm gonna be on the front of it. You know how bad to the bone I can be. I want you to imagine the lifestyle that I kind of live. Like I want to emulate like a modern day cowboy at times. Come on, kids, get in the minivan. Let's go downtown, boy. I'll tell you what.
We're going to ride horses. We got to jump to the other side of the farm. We just got to make sure everybody's okay.
That's right.
Make sure the fence is intact.
I wonder if they make 4-wheel drive minivans, because I would rock a 4-wheel drive minivan.
I can see you and your kids instead of minivan on the farm. Your kids having like ATVs just to get there around faster. I can see it.
Don't put that in my head.
And I'm gonna suggest it to him too.
I like dangerous activities already. It's not me that you got to convince. I can tell you that much. It ain't me you got to convince.
I'm just gonna come over to ride some ATVs on the farm. Let's get it.
All right, Jacob. I'll see you when you get here, boy. Just remember, knock. Okay, just knock. That's all I'm asking. Just make sure you knock. Don't come walking up into this house. God only knows. You might find a free range chicken before you find people. I'll tell you that. That might be something you got to be worried about over here.
Let me some chicken, man. Some finger licking good chicken. I love me. I just had it for lunch, so let me tell y'all. I went and put some spices on it. I baked it for 20, flipped it over, baked it another 20, put some hot sauce, put it in for another 10, and then I straightened it up and made a delicious sandwich.
I ain't got no problem with that. If you can do all that without anybody knowing you got to the house, I'll be more impressed than you can possibly imagine. I will also be impressed if you can answer me this question. We heard the analyst desk talk about it. What can Abuelos actually do? Is it literally the stretch and ice? Is it a controlling the chaos?
I don't think it's really possible to control the chaos. I think Abuelos is going to have to kind of bait eUnited into like a heavyweight style fight, go blow for blow, because I think that's going to be their biggest chance. Once you allow eUnited to think, you allow them a little cushion, allow them freedom to do what they want. You know how deadly Powerz and TJ are looking to be. They're the dynamic duo. Down 0-2, came back and with a big sweep to win Astro battles. So I think that one of the biggest things for Abuelos is the same thing I said about Rise. Same thing I say about teams going against PK or Pioneers. You have to come out the gate swinging. You have to get an early lead because the potential for them to come back will always be there waiting in the wings. And for Abuelos, for them, we know it's not impossible. During the regular season, they matched up against one another, and I do believe they went a map 5. So anything's here.
Real quick, guys, I just want TJ to start the game.
Oh, that's what we know.
Yeah, trust me. Look, I hold on.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, Colin, as long as they're talking strategy. I say it.
I'm
say it every
trying.
time. Talk some strategy.
I'm trying. I'm even trying with my Thrustmaster controller, my eSwap X Thrustmaster controller right here. Look at that thing. It's just beautiful. It helped. It sponsored our plays of the day all through Pro League long. It's absolute. There we go. And if you ever get stick drift, if you ever need stick drift,
I'm just trying to see.
Just replace it. All you gotta do is reload. You don't have to replace the whole controller. You get the new stick. You pop that thing in there. No more drift, baby. No more drift.
And you know what? If this is
started
so
the line.
good,
Yo,
Colin,
I did it.
You could rearrange it. Look at this thruster, man. You could rearrange it. You could do anything you want and more. Anything you want and more. That's exactly what Abuelos is looking to do here. They're looking to do anything they want and more. They heard Detox's interview, and I think that's motivation for them.
Coming into Ritual, Jacob, this is going to be a hard-fought battle. We know how good eUnited has been at this map time and time again. Abuelos needs to be very concise in the fights that they take around this map because it will be a pretty tough sledding for them if eUnited starts to feel comfortable. We've seen them go against the best of the best and come out on top. So I really think that Ritual can be a map to live or die by if you are Abuelos Nietos. If you get the chance, Jacob, to get this map away from eUnited, you got to take it. You got to take it immediately.
This is honestly, if they could take this map 1 against this eUnited roster, they're going to be looking just like me. Started at McDonald's. I'm casting one of the greatest games in the history of Planet during a major event. Anything is possible if they can win this first map. I think this is definitively one of eUnited's best control maps by far. It allows for them to get aggressive. It allows for them to work in tandem with one another and break through, but it also allows them to kind of backtrack deep into the spawn, buy some time, and really start to feel themselves. So for Abuelos, this is an uphill battle through and through. 5 straight maps, 4 maps, 3 maps, no matter what the scoreline is, this is definitely going to be an underdog battle.
I gotta ask you, Jacob. Be honest with me. Are you more? Look, if you're Abuelos Nietos, he said get it. He said to stretch, get the ice. Are you like a vapor rub kind of guy, foam roller kind of guy? Do you put the Bengay on it, baby? Do you try to work it out? Little tiger balm.
I actually have an electric massager. That's the type of guy. You know, technology is so great.
Indeed. Dyslexic with a... Oh, no!
This is how it starts, Colin. This is how it starts.
I'm out, Jacob. I'm out.
You know, I respect TJ. I respect TJ 1,000% for that. He let him finish off his 1v1 before he shot the shot. And nice guy TJ. Always making sure everybody's having fun. Ooh. Oh my god, I love the cross-map torque bows from Demise, and that's a scary sight, honestly, because we know Powerz is going to go off. We know TJ is always going to have a game of his life, but when Demise and Dyslexic are firing all cylinders simultaneously, that makes them one dangerous roster.
Throwing flashbang!
Demise right here, popping those shots. TJ, they know the next hill is beginning to rotate on over. Doesn't matter how big of a lead they get themselves with. It's first to 300. They find another one. TJ finds another. That's 2 players dead. ChaoZ finally ends the streak of TJ, and a couple players are going down at that while they're deep on the spawn point. So not only they have the spawn, they have the hill, they have everything they want on the side of Abuelos, but the points itself, 50-1 after that first hill.
Jacob, I'm gonna let you in on a secret, man. I said I was out, but I figured I needed to come back and take care of business because that was so nasty. That first hill was so gross, so disgusting. I had to go get the Febreze.
Spraying it. It started getting stinky in here. I get it. It was getting stinky right now, and Dyslexic bouncing around, not going down. The angle's there towards the right side. Powerz trying to be the hero. He gets shut down as well. eUnited's run will come to an end on that hill, but you know TJ and Demise, they're fighting for that spawn point on the lower side of the map, possibly for the next torque bow if they don't get the position they want, but with the damage going out, they're forcing multiple players of Abuelos back, which is going to allow for so much real estate for the respawn players.
Shout out my wife one time for linen and sky. I actually sprayed some Febreze. That smells just
more
just
stinky.
absolutely adorable right now. I feel like this is just the cutest smell I've smelt in a long time. We're getting a bunch of shots together right here on two different players from Abuelos Jesus Nietos. They will both go down. eUnited will overtake the hill yet again. 30 points left to go on it. Chavii with some Lancer trying to put out the initial damage. Answered back. TJ's got a big body shot onto him. Chavii bouncing back, forth, right, left, right, and center. He gets one, but he's traded out with Powerz. Now Solar inside of the hill. Has to worry about getting squished here as one player's coming from behind, one player from the front. Demise will go down. There's the kill onto him. Powerz all by his lonesome. A snub about 4-5 times to get the damage on early. Now going for an up A. Won't be able to get it. I think eUnited's going to go ahead and call off the dogs here and rotate on over to point number 3 and try to get an early defensive stand.
Yeah, United knows when to give up on the play. Not continue to hit that brick wall. 12 seconds of scrap time is what they're giving themselves to try to rotate on over, but Addvers, he gets caught slipping, taken down. Next target spotted out, that's Solar. You see multiple players beginning to converge to try to take him out and keep their opponent staggered, which is important, but Solar's, he backs up just enough. The threat of the torque bow combined with the position that he's at is going to allow him to stay alive for now, Colin. But if you look at your mini-map, they're split up into 2 different pairs of 2s on the side of Abuelos.
ChaoZ with one more bolt in the quiver is going to look for a quick pick here. Misses the shot, though, and he gets flanked here by Powerz. Beautiful Lancer fire gets the down onto him. There's the cleanup. One more with a roadie straight. Powerz with 2 back-to-back. Pulls the left. No, don't do it. Oh, thank God. Oh, my God. He had a career. He had kids. He had family. I don't know what he had, but Powerz about to take it all. You were about to, he was about to have your last. He was gonna make you take his last name. Powerz was about to make you take his last name.
What is Powerz' last name? I need to figure it out because
Big Daddy Vic. That's what your new name is now. Whatever it was. Surname Big Daddy Vic. Oh my God. Oh, good gracious. I'm out of control.
They're still not backing down. Multiple players of Abuelos getting aggressive. The first down is there, but instantly revived. Dyslexic, he has ideas on his own, trying to push forward towards the right side. Flash unable to get the stun, but the damage is there from Demise, from TJ, from Powerz. It doesn't matter. Dyslexic is just a sacrifice for the greater good.
Now looking for a last couple of points here. The trash time plus the early rotation over. Both teams will begin to set up. 4 bolts in the quiver for Powerz. Before that next hill respawns, just a few more moments, and there it is. 2 seconds to go, and boom, there it goes. Point number 4 is popped up in the mid-neutral lane of the map. 2 players inside of the hill. 2 players from eUnited challenging up. First torque bow shot will go out. Misses onto Solar. Powerz now. 3 bolts left to work with. We'll look for a pick here onto maybe ChaoZ. Misses that one, but he does get the shot on his Solar. I think Solar ran into the splash damage.
I didn't even see that one coming. Didn't get the call from the backside. Powerz continues on that flank. Another elimination is going to be locked up. Make it 2 as Dyslexic gets another one. A trade in downs. Powerz saving his Astro Battle Championship teammate, making sure he stays alive. And the score is going to be more than doubled up at this point as Powerz and the rest of eUnited continue to cement themselves forward. Elimination after elimination. They're doing everything right, including staggering out their opponents and not giving them hope in this match.
Looking forward here, Chavii with shots onto Powerz as he hops over the cover and won't drop just yet. Addvers is going to get rotated on, shot on that cover, go down. Flash grenades are going to come out. Now the players from Abuelos Jesus Nietos has to push up. They're going to get the neutralization. Demise with a down on this Addvers. Solar goes down as well. Bouncing around. Chavii still alive, trying to help out here. One more player to go. Powerz! He gets the trade as he sticks a Solar and then just dies to the explosion. But only 15 seconds to go. Doubling up the scoreline. Looking to increase that on this next hill rotation.
Demise just continuously putting the damage, even if it's just a little bit with the pistol. It's forcing them to second guess, rethink the situation if they want to continue going forward, and they do. They try to go and push through. Demise trying to distract Solar towards the back line. He gets the down. Dyslexic and Powerz are both going to be taken out, though, so that was great for Demise, but he's going to fall. Angles and pistol fire too much. That leaves TJ by himself. He's looking for at least a bonus elimination here, but he's going to get shut down, and that's exactly what Abuelos needed to do. They've already shut down 60 points off the clock, and they continue to rack up the scoreline even more. But torque bow and frag grenades getting split between the 2 teams. Powerz has the pressure of eUnited on his shoulders.
Powerz looking across here. He has 50 seconds to go on that point number 5 here. Looking for a kill, maybe a little early pick. There it is on a ChaoZ. That'll open things wide up. 4-3 now on the map. Chavii gets taken down as well. Back to back, my man goes looking for a possible third. He's going to roll back here, just continuing to play the angle, play the down and damage, as he does have the torque bow on his back. He doesn't want to possibly give that up. He's going to get snuck, though. ChaoZ tries to fly out from the cubby corner. He's going to get double shot and down by Dyslexic and Powerz together. And they are continuing their reign of terror as they push across that altar. Won't be able to find another kill. Powerz a little stutter step there. Keeps himself alive and will reload the quiver now. Puts one more bolt in the torque. Knows that 2 are left. They're going to have the rest of this trash time. 180 to 106, give or take. Right before they have to rotate over to point number 6. The final point in the first rotation of hills here on Ritual. Dyslexic has my favorite angle in the game, by the way. Playing this cubby gives you a great angle looking into that hill and anybody trying to play defense. Oh,
shot Powerz yet again. Pushing forward. No, Powerz just waiting, inching himself into the submission as he takes down Chavii as well. Dyslexic goes down. Revive is there, but it's not going to be enough. He gets taken out. Demise sacrificing the selfless play. One after another. Revive after revive. TJ makes it happen, getting the elimination. They spot Addvers by himself in no man's land. They're going to cross over the top. TJ faking in, and Chavii finally lets something happen on the other side of the map, but they haven't found themselves toes on the hill to at least contest it for now.
See them inside of the hill. Chavii's going to push back into it. Lancer fire on one. Now looking for the second to his 90 degree. He's going to step up into the neutralization. TJ misses the shot over the top. Chavii still full health. Ooh, nice needs shot. One more good shot there. Gets it to go. Gets the kill. He's going to get tagged up from 2 different angles. Full red down and now dead. Powerz with the help of some teammates. Dyslexic actually goes to the old J-Ribs, the old melee revive to help his teammate out there, give him full health right back before they push in. Attempts for the slide. Backslide by Powerz. Gets one. Bouncing around. Continues to be a headache and a thorn in the side of Abuelos Jesus Nietos. They are going to have to push back into this as eUnited has crossed the 200-point threshold here and is continuing to mount that pressure every single moment.
That great cross from Dyslexic that allows TJ and Demise to do almost anything that they want there as long as they don't take too much damage. Everybody trying to make a rotation on over to the top middle. Back to where we began when it came to hill rotation. Torquebo's already in possession of eUnited. They do have Demise watching the middle, but this is a 4v3 where if Abuelos act quick, they can take advantage, but TJ stops that one dead in its tracks. One player down and out. Solars gets stunned. Marks towards the outside. No splash damage just yet as Powerz gets aggressed on. He's going to get taken down, but TJ with back-to-back shots almost makes a miracle happen, but you gotta imagine the damage. The impact is there. Trades continue, but it does look like Abuelos are finally going to have some life, finally able to get the man advantage here on the hill.
Now you see ChaoZ stepping up to the front side of the altar, looking for multiple players from eUnited, rotating across the map here, over toward where P2 spawns. I like that play by eUnited. They're going to set up over here so that they can try to continuously respawn on this side of the map, but sneaky eUnited sending 2 players to the right-hand side. They're going to go for a squish onto the hill here. 3 players inside, 1 player being called down to the far right side. It's going to be ChaoZ playing the angle here. Dyslexic is going to get shot on by 2 players, and there's the down, there's the kill. 2v4 now on the map as nobody from Abuelos Jesus Nietos has gone down. ChaoZ goes for the Powerz goes for the up A there onto Addvers, Chavii helping him out, will get the down, will get the kill. eUnited, they might as well start thinking about the rotation to P2. They are still in the lead here and up over 200 points, but they don't want to give up but so much to the side of Abuelos Jesus Nietos for the possible comeback.
Oh, I was about to say ChaoZ has to be able to eat that one up. TJ almost making him pay out of the misroll. Powerz grabbing those frags, free rotation on over, flash grenade to try to jostle ChaoZ around and make that fire stop. And you see Addvers picking up the torque bow. As long as they stay alive deep into the spawn, that'll be good, but ChaoZ takes too much. He goes down, but Solar's there just in the nick of time. Dyslexic is trying to save the day. Downs of all sorts towards the back line, but a 3v1 will ensue as Dyslexic was the last one left. He is now no more, and once again, Abuelos find themselves in control of yet another hill, and if this one's uncontested, Colin, they will be within reach of taking the lead.
Indeed, they're going to be just a stone's throw away from the lead if they are able to hold on to this one quite succinctly. Demise goes for the slide onto that cover, will get taken down. Now Powerz is challenging Addvers. Addvers over the top, gets the first shot. Wrap shot is through and true. Powerz goes down. Dyslexic down as well. Another set of slays coming out by Abuelos Jesus Nietos. They are going to continue to hold on to this hill. Great defensive stand. Hits Demise after the misroll, and that will continue to keep the offensive retake of eUnited at bay. for just a moment now, and that is going to keep them in the driver's seat of this hill and possibly getting them back into this game, not just getting into the point situation, but still enough points really to take the lead if they were to bleed it dry.
That was a big revive, but Addvers going down to make sure that revive comes through. Just it's something that he's trying, but they're still down a man. Powerz gets shut down. Demise is gonna fall. Revives are there. Solar trying to get aggressive. Downs are being traded, but the eliminations are being cemented in favor of TJ, the last man standing, but 20 seconds left. These respawns, that's gonna be gracious because Addvers gets one. The team spawns towards Torqueboat. They're quickly trying to rotate on over because this positioning is so important.
Now looking for another shot here is eUnited starting to push back against the tide. They're going to get one down there. Now it looks like Abuelos Nietos is going to push into the 2v1 here. Demise is going to get one. He's going to get shot on and taken down. You see the most members of eUnited rotated back. TJ trying to win a 1v here at the Torqueboat. Applying pressure, but now he's going to get rotated on. There's multiple players here. I believe 3 in total for Abuelos Nietos. Beautiful job by Dyslexic rotating over, helping to get that first down. Nobody's able to get the cleanup kill. Now Dyslexic has to worry about players coming into the front side. He gets Torqueboat tagged. He goes down. 3 players are able to run free at the hill. Powerz just has to leave. The player who picked up the fragmentations couldn't even really use them. Demise got taken out.
And he got taken out almost instantly with 50 seconds left onto this hill. This is not enough time to take the lead, but they'll be within 1, maybe 2 if they bleed it dry all the way as they're trying to defend the spawn point. DJ's getting marked out. Damage onto Addvers. He's going to get dropped. Solars gets taken out while they go for the revive. Players are bouncing around like the Tasmanian devil. eUnited in a 3v2. They take advantage. They take down 2, but the frag grenade from Addvers continues to have it in an equal favor. Nobody able to stand victorious just yet, but the cross from the other side of the map, that cements it. Solar gets one onto Demise, but the spawn point for eUnited means they're going to have try after try after try on this hill.
See what they do here is eUnited continues to push up into this situation, and they're forcing Abuelos Nietos to stay here, to fight over this hill, to fight over this trash time, really. They're going to get one more kill. They're going to be able to hold on to this up into the 280, maybe even 290 differential if they are to bleed it dry. They'll be at 290 exactly. Need 10 more seconds. Oh. Dyslexic chases out the down, goes for the snub, gets the kill as well. We'll keep it at a 4v3 minimum, double bouncing in. Back A out, gets another kill. Dyslexic bouncing around. Very valuable kills for eUnited here by Dyslexic. Hill has been bled out. New hill has spawned. They are inside of it. 10 seconds to go. Chavii with 1. Chavii looking to try to get a second. He's going to get Lancered out for just a moment. Dyslexic continuing his reign of terror. Gets it down, but cannot get the finish. Now Powerz playing just outside of the hill. Bounces in, gets that first shot to go. Has to rotate out here, trying to save his life for as long as he can. He actually gets some help. TJ gets a kill there.
They get 2 all together. He goes back to back like he's on the cover of Lethal Weapon. Addvers falls as well. That's 3 players done and out as eUnited stand tall, proud that they completed the map #1 victory after a close comeback attempt from Abuelos.
I love the gaminess out of Abuelos Nietos. The way that they were able to play around that map through the middle portions of it after the reset of the hills. That first altar hill, P7 basically, if you're just counting the hills, but P1 really, if you go with just where they are placed around the map. From that point forward, P7, P8, Abuelos Nietos put themselves back into the game and brought the lead down to a meager 20 points from where at one point it was up to about 90. Just unbelievable fight back by them. They had a lot of things they can be proud of, a lot of things that they can hang their hat on in that map #1. They can use that to go forward into map #2. But Jacob, let's not finish up with map 1, but so quick. Tell me, what is your biggest differentiating key to success for eUnited there?
I think it's just honestly the way they work together in tandem. Even though they got themselves an early lead, it seemed like it slowed as Abuelos was able to catch fire. But because of the massive lead that they're able to get early on, they can play a little bit more free. They can play a little bit more dangerous, and when push comes to shove with their backs up against the wall towards the ending portions of the game, you almost see their gameplay change, going blow for blow, not taking so many individual fights anymore, and it's almost like franchise's key to success very, very early on. Play with the experience you've been able to accumulate over the years of playing Gears of War. Don't have it all boil down to one chaotic fight where you're cheering for Powerz and making a world star play. That's fine and dandy. It's great to watch, even better to cast, but for these players, they never wanted to get that close.
I love the way you break that down. I think one of the things that I also want to take a look at, Jacob, is how good and succinct Abuelos Jesus Nietos made their team fights later in that map. Early on, we saw eUnited getting Abuelos Jesus Nietos to take a lot of 1vs and create a lot of chaos, and I don't think that's how they can beat them. I don't think in any way, shape, or form or fashion you can go man-on-man and win this game against the United if you're Abuelos Jesus Nietos. You need to find the Lancer, you need to find the Snub, you need to find other teammates in the area to help you with a lot of these fights. I don't think they can win this if they try to man up.
Yeah, and then just at the end, I feel like Abuelos need to figure out a way to just know this situation a little bit better. As you saw, eUnited had won the battle on the other side, but they caught multiple players on rotation towards that frag hill, which is the neutral hill. If they were able to survive there, set themselves up towards the high ground, they would at least have a defensive setup, lancering, peppering players from eUnited, but they just got caught. And that's one of the worst things, you know as well as I do, no matter if it's escalation, execution, or control. If you get caught out of position, it's one of the most disheartening feelings, because not only you know you made a mistake, you have that feeling of I let the entire team down. And that's something, as bad as it feels, you gotta have the composure to pick yourself out of it all at the same time.
We'll see if Abuelos Jesus Nietos can also pick themselves up out of the 1-0 deficit they find themselves in now when it comes to execution. I just talked about needing the team fight and the team fire to go their way. That's even more crucial, even more paramount on an execution style game mode where you've got to have the help. You have one life to live per round. Giving up the angles, giving up the rotations to eUnited will spell disaster for them. Do you think that they just have to kind of go at it as a buddy system, run 2-2 strats no matter where they go, or at least have somebody in the back pocket to either Lancer or Snub trying to give you a guy like a Chavii, a guy like ChaoZ, a one-shot down situation?
Yeah, just to kind of preempt that point, your question that you're asking. I know the map did show checkout, but it is actually Clocktower. Don't want anybody to get confused when we start talking about it, breaking down the maps. But I think when it comes to Abuelos Jesus Nietos, it's a little concerning, and not so much anything other than the last time these two played this map. It was in map number 5. eUnited steamrolled over these players because of their flex capability. They can go in, play aggressive for the sniper, try to back out. They can flex, get aggressive going forward. They can bait it out. I think these guys have so much experience, so much depth underneath their sleeve. In comparison to Abuelos, it's going to be an uphill battle. Is it impossible? No. I talk about it week after week. Dumb and Dumber taught me 1 in a million is still a chance, but it is still going to be a hard one that if an inch of doubt seeps in the mind of Abuelos, I think it's going to be over regardless of the score. So they need to stay confident. They need to stay focused, realizing it's not going to be an easy match. You're going to lose a few rounds in the course as nobody's perfect, but you still need to get the job done.
I think the thing that people got to remember is just how eUnited kind of built this roster. I think we heard it in the last major, how Powerz said, you know, it's great to be able to team with guys like Kenny where they want you to make the perfect play every time. But coming into this team, coming into the way that he shaped, you know, Demise and TJ and Dyslexic around him, they're just taking fights. They are willing and happy to not make the best play, not make the right play, but to make their play. I think that's something that cannot be understated in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They've seen a ton of success playing that style. If you feel confident, if you want to take the fight, play up on somebody, play up on them, try to get a kill, try to get us an advantage, and nobody's going to be mad at you if you don't come away with that win. I just harken back to him saying that to me in that interview we did last major. Coming into map number 2. Go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I just think it's funny that you mentioned that, because so long since maybe Gears of War 4, I've always said the way how quick everything is and how aggressive players play, the best play isn't always the smartest play. So I love how you hit the nail on the head on that one.
I think one of the things that we've got to be concerned with if you're Abuelos Jesus Nietos is on this map, on Clocktower, how do you stop a team like eUnited with a guy like Powerz if he gets the sniper in his hand? What is the modus operandi? Okay, how do you do it?
Honestly, you gotta make sure to get the sniper out of his hands as quick as possible. It's not easy because his teammates are gonna be there to distract, to try to give him those open shots. But Powerz has to be the target if he gets the sniper in his hands. And don't give up any easy ones. And you see them already beginning to progress forward. Powerz touches it, gets it in his hands, escapes towards the back pillar, but he goes down. TJ is going to be the hero, get the revive just in the nick of time, but Powerz missing a crucial shot. Switch on over to his Nasher, gets the down onto ChaoZ, but it does look like first blood. Went on over to Abuelos. They're fighting tooth and nail. 2v2 going down as Solars, he gets dropped. Addvers, Chavii, the revive is there, and the eliminations are as well. Abuelos will strike first.
Beautiful first round by Abuelos versus Nietos. That's what they've got to be able to do is keep themselves in a position to win these rounds time and time again, and doing exactly that. Incredible first round. Can they repeat that success? What was the thing that they were able to do in that first round, Jacob, that you saw that gave them the successful play?
I'm just trying to think real quick in my head. It was just the aggression. That's going to be one of the biggest things. Being able to take advantage of that aggression, get that first blood while they're focused on that power weapon. As you see, Dyslexic this time around gets that first blood onto ChaoZ, returning the favor of last round.
DJ goes down. They Lancer him out. Now Powerz is trying to push across that front ledge here. He's going to get that kill, and now has to worry about the back end. Gets it to go onto Chavii. Everybody cleaned up. Everybody cleaned off. That's 1-1 eUnited. They tie it up.
Kind of already see they're just making the smokes towards the back pillar. Business as usual when it comes to strategies, because everybody knows picking up that sniper, it's not only picking up the sniper. That's the flex play. If you get stunned out, unable to pick up the sniper, you're not going to sit there on the sniper and wait for it. You're going to try to make a move, get some Lancer damage, try to get it down elsewhere, and have the sniper be a second thought.
Demise down low, looking to pick up those fragmentation grenades. They'll know that he's down there. They might have a chance for a push here. He's going to probably throw one up through that ledge. First nade comes out. I saw it drop in the middle of him. Where did it go? Oh, it was a flag. I got so worried for a second. I said, oh, goodness gracious, they went scattering Jacob.
Dispersed like cockroaches when you turn the light on. They're back for better words right there, but they're not backing down as Abuelos 3v2. They're still trying to make a play, getting it down onto the players at the line, but once you lose one, the numbers are not there. 3v1 advantage in favor of eUnited. Quick fake from Addvers, but fake or not, he wasn't going to be able to survive 2 straight rounds in a row. eUnited beginning to build that momentum.
United is starting to feel themselves here. If they can get another one in a row, if it goes up 3-1, that's a worrying factor for me. Abuelos versus Nietos with a win here kind of shuts that momentum down. They shut all of the positivity that eUnited has brought into this map number 2, or brought into this round, excuse me, this round 4 away from them.
Tries to make that daring stretch towards down low. Nope, got an all-out war up top still. ChaoZ versus Dyslexic being matched. Addvers towards the host spot, trying to put out that fire, but before you know it, Powerz finds that sniper like he has magnets in his hands, tries to thread the needle. Headshot is going to be connected. Solars didn't see that one coming as trades in the eliminations go back and forth. Addvers, the last one left, and TJ says, I want them all back to back, and that's 3 straight rounds in a row.
3 straight rounds. That's the thing that was worrying me. There's a difference between them winning back-to-back rounds and starting to feel themselves. If you shut them down and then you tie it up 2-2, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different ball game. Now you find yourselves having to win a couple of rounds in a row, not just to tie it up, but maybe even take the lead. You're putting yourself in that same hole, that same deficit that they found themselves in map number 1 on, when it was an 80 to 90 point differential.
That's the situation. Look very, very similar. Wanting to get aggressive, faking a couple players out as Dyslexic using that swap turn to his advantage. Chavii's able to get the sniper. Revives are there. Solars takes out Dyslexic. That's going to be first blood, but he gets taken down shortly after. TJ will get dropped, but actually no, the elimination hasn't been cleaned up just yet. Finally, Demise goes back for it, but him going back opens up that window of opportunity where players could aggress towards that middle pillar and finish picking up the last of the downs. If Abuelos y sus Nietos win that next round, but they're still trail 1, 3-2 in favor of eUnited.
Man alive, there it is. They needed to find one, and they got one on the back of some beautiful team fire and some body shots that were coming through and true. Round number 6 here. Can Abuelos versus Nietos tie it up, or will eUnited take the lead right back at 4-2? We'll find out here in just a moment as everybody rolls off of spawn. We're on the back of Dyslexic as he comes up to that host and secondary spot, taking his position. Demise down low once again. We'll go for the pickup on the frag grenades. Looking to try to throw one early. But it looks like Abuelos is actually pushed all the way across the map, and I don't know if Demise got the call out early enough. What?
Where did Powerz just...
What?
Where does he come from right now? But Demise, he knows he has one weak, doesn't see the other one towards his right side as Abuelos, they tie us up at 3 rounds apiece, winning back-to-back rounds. And you got to think that momentum of 3 straight rounds early on from eUnited has definitely been done and dusted.
Powerz with that first kill. If he gets this second one right here, that really, I mean, that becomes such a winnable round for them. But beautiful job there to shut him down. Chavii hitting him with the back A, getting that kill. Really well done to shut that down. All tied up now. First team to win 3 more rounds gets a victory here in map 2.
The outside, Powerz switched on over to that flash. You see him running toward the alleyway, gets it in his hands yet again, but TJ gets dropped. Chain revives are there, but Solars takes out Powerz, and the sniper is no more. 3v3 is going to go down. They did get that revive on a player towards the line, so everybody being forced back. Most of that control does go over to Abuelos if they want to take it, but TJ, he gets the sniper off his fallen comrade.
Looking like TJ is going to go up to that ledge, looking down over the top of multiple players from Abuelos Jesus Nietos. It is 3v3 right now. Powerz gone for the side of eUnited. Solar gone for the side of Abuelos Jesus Nietos. Let's see who can get the next pick to try to give themselves a decided advantage here in the later portions of this round. Taking a look here, I believe the callouts are coming through. They know that all 3 players have come back up top now, correct? Or one player still playing low with the fragmentation grenade. Excuse me. Oh!
That was Gears 3. It's a headshot.
Yeah.
Guaranteed your money back. ChaoZ is able to get out alive. I think ChaoZ getting out alive is a mistake that eUnited might pay for later as Addvers takes the body shot, continues to move forward on towards the line. Colin, with everybody backtracking out of up top, Dyslexic going for the torque bow, I gotta ask you, is overtime down low? You're the only person I trust.
Yes, it'll be back behind the car. Round 6 is in the middle of the 2 vans, and now it's behind the car. You see Dyslexic backing up for that torque bow. 3 bolts left. Abuelos Jesus Nietos has the timer in their favor as they're going to push back down. There's the overtime hill spawned up. Said it'll be behind the car. 2v3 situation. Back A's by Demise, hitting a big L trigger there. Dyslexic, he doesn't hit any of those torque bows, and it will lose them this round, and Abuelos will take the lead in map 2.
3 straight rounds in a row. And this is where I would expect eUnited to kind of try to switch it up just a little bit. Round after round, they're running that Frex strategy that we talk about where Powerz goes in with a flash towards the back lane, followed by a smoke from one of his teammates. And if he could pick up the sniper and get out with it, he will. But you got to imagine Abuelos, after that last round, have definitely caught on. They take out Powerz. They force TJ to pick it up off the ground. And now with them in the lead, eUnited have to think of something different because it would be insane for them to do that same strategy over and over again.
Dyslexic trying to play through the front side of that cover. Won't be able to get any downs or kills. Chavii will pick up the long shot, try to get out. Dyslexic goes for the double bounce to the back A. ChaoZ shuts him down. eUnited on the back foot yet again. Chavii moving into the 90-degree here. Gets the body shot on a 1 player. Down comes through. Will they get the revive off, or will somebody get the TJ? 2 downs are out now. Powerz is trying to hide, maybe going a little flank, maybe wait in the wings, but he's all by himself. He goes for the emote, gets taken down, gets taken out. Abuelos Jesus Nietos 1 round away from tying this up.
Yeah, didn't expect this after the last competition, but you can see everybody is evolving before our very eyes, and you could see eUnited did try to switch the strategy. Instead of sending Powerz straight forward to try to grab that sniper, they baited it out with a cross this time around, and still it just was not successful. And this is where I want to see Powerz and TJ get aggressive. Go back to what was working early on in the game when you won those 3 straight rounds in a row. Down low.
Smoke early. ChaoZ is going to get challenged up by Demise. Tagged up a little bit. ChaoZ tagged up even further. Hits that first L trigger around the cubby, but he goes down. 4-3 on the map right now. Now Powerz with a second kill makes it 4-2. eUnited looks to get this round under their belt, make it 5-4. Trying to extend this map 2 just a little bit longer, and they will successfully do it.
5-4. They extend it another round, but they still need to be perfect from here on out. 2 more rounds in a row. 3 total for them to take this map and go up 2-0 in the series. But for Abuelos, that's not what you want to do here. You want to win this map. You want to bring it to at least a map number 4, have a little bit more cushion under your belt, and hopefully you can win the escalation because we know how dangerous eUnited has shown to be on controls.
Looking at the top side of this map yet again, and they check it. Demise actually checks that nobody went down low. They know that the entirety of the teams are coming up here to the top side of the map. Chavii will pick that long shot. Will be full red, not go down just yet. Double bounce in, gets the kill. TJ slides on through. 2v4, making it 5-5 if they can get these last 2 kills under their belt. And they do just that. Round 11, Jacob.
TJ right there with that play. He had all the opportunity in the world to get more aggressive after that elimination. He just finds one, immediately tries to backtrack with the rest of his teammates because he knows how quick the tides can change if he blinks his eye even once. And now you're talking about a round number 11 for all the marbles in the world.
They're going to fly out of spawn and go for their last possible initial on this map 2 here. Slexic, front side of the cover, will throw a flash over the top. He's going to get a brilliant stun there. I believe both of those players have been stunned up. Solar at that cubby corner. He's going to go down. Powerz with the long shot in hand. Quick pick there on the reviving player. 4-3, body shot on a ChaoZ, and Jacob, as good as this map looked for Abuelos, Nietos, eUnited storm back. They win 3 rounds in a row to shut it down. They go up 2-0 in our final matchup of the night. eUnited looks to close it out on Escalation. Can they do it? Can they get the clean sweep? Or will Abuelos Nietos answer back on Escalation? Find out just after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your final matchup on a Friday night of the Gears Esports Spring Major. We're embroiled between eUnited and Abuelos Nietos, and eUnited has gone up 2-0. Jacob, what went wrong for those final 3 rounds?
Powerz awoken. Powerz said enough is enough and really has woken up. But honestly, the rest of the team, TJ having some saving graces, Demise playing that down low, absolutely perfect. Dyslexic playing that secondary. Secondary has to be one of the most annoying spots in execution history, in my opinion. Is sometimes you just get trapped down, you don't have very many options, but he always figures out a way to kind of make it work.
And indeed, they did make it work in spades for themselves those last few rounds. It was quite succinctly, quite exquisitely well done by eUnited. We are going in to what I would say is the tried and true. I mean, it's I don't want to say it's everybody's favorite, but it's at least the most played Escalation map, correct?
I think without a doubt, honestly, I think it's been played more with the 3 game types than when Escalation was the only game in the cycle.
Yo.
But honestly, rightfully so, because if you really boil down to it, training grounds, it's easy to kind of set up. Sometimes it's hard to break through. If you think about Harbor, that initial fight, I feel like Vasgar is the most balanced in terms of being able to kind of come off of respawn. Producer said it perfect, forgiving. You can come off of respawn. You can go either left or right. You don't have to necessarily go through, but at the same time, it's very, very hard to get on a consistent roll on this map because of, you know what I mean? It's a counterclockwise, clockwise rotation. It's easy for your opponents to kind of outrun you, especially if they got the Nikes on. Anything's possible. I think for Abuelos, though, I think one of the biggest things they need to do here is keep the fight on 2 different sides of the map. Keep it separated as much as possible. Don't allow eUnited to come together and have a picnic over your dead corpses.
So now I got to ask you, Jacob, because I don't want to bring an old head map into it because I know where you'll probably go because you're an OG, you're an old head. You'll probably say the old head map. But I think I might throw one in there anyway. If the pros of this tournament were given the opportunity to either play Vasgar or Foundation, because I think those are the 2 maps I've seen played 640 billion times, which one are they picking, Jacob?
I know our producer said it, but I still think they pick Vasgar because I think the layout of Foundation is very similar to the others. It's very, very unforgiving if you make a mistake.
All right. Okay. Okay, look, I trust you just about as much as I trust anybody on the planet when it comes to gears. Probably the most on the planet. Maybe
you know as well as I do. We play ranked. You know how annoying those side hills are to break through.
Yo,
especially if our teammates aren't on the same page.
I know how annoying it is for you for having to play with me. That's the problem.
Never, Colin. I told you already last. You're the only one I trust when it comes to gears. Blaze as well. I trust Blaze as well.
Last time I played with Blaze, it was amazing to see Blaze. Like, y'all out there think he's joking. He is not. I've witnessed Blaze finish games of Control with like double or triple the damage of anybody else because he just shoots every bullet that he has at his disposal. Like, he genuinely needs people to drop lancers for him. Like the same thing that happens when I play with players that are much better than me. Like, it's so funny to watch like pro players drop their lancer for me because they're like, I'm not going to need this. And I'm like, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the ammo. I want to do that for Blaze, but I can't because I needs my lancer. Okay. I needs it.
I mean, Blaze is an OG. You said it yourself. If there's any OG out there that doesn't know his ABCs, I don't think he's really a true OG. ABCs always be crossing. Blaze knows that one at the back of his hand. That pre-fire damage means so much. And you see it. You're going to see it here in the Escalation. We've seen it already in Control. If it goes to map 4, you're going to see it again. That pre-fire damage that forces players to second guess. It forces them to really make a risk if they're going to commit, possibly even bait and switch. It buys so much time. And even if you don't know where they're at, they peek out, you pre-fire them a little bit, you at least know where they're at and know where they're coming from, especially if you kind of back them down. They're not a hidden player anymore.
Perfectly said by you, Jacob. No way anybody on God's green earth could deny anything that you just said. If they did, it'd be blasphemous. And if they ever entered a church again, they'd probably just explode into fire right then and there. They'd probably, it would be something you'd have to be there to see it. But I would pretty much guarantee it at that point. You don't doubt Jake. You just don't deny what TJ again.
Well, what about TJ?
Trying it again.
Oh, my bad. You guys are blaming T. It's Colin that's not starting the game. Colin just likes to talk. So
no, I just turned on my Xbox. God only knows what's
wondering why games are taking too long. It's all Colin. Even if he's not up here, you're going to see Taylor and Toby.
I started Gears 5. I can hear the music. I turned on my Xbox and it immediately launched Gears 5.
Colin just said, you know what? If TJ ain't going to start the game, I'm going to sub him
in there and I'm going to start it myself.
We already know you play for eUnited.
Hey,
where's your jersey?
Hey,
I know you got to have one in the back somewhere.
I actually don't. I don't have an eUnited jersey. I don't. I do not.
You need to fix that. If eUnited wins the major, Colin gets a jersey.
When they dropped their Eagle collection, I bought the white Eagle t-shirt and I wanted I bought the dad hat, but they sold out of the dad hats. Like, I bought it the day that it dropped, and then I got an email a few weeks later that said they sold out of it. And I was like, I don't care, whatever hat you want to send me. That's good, baby. I appreciate you for even reaching out. But I only have the hat and the shirt. I'll probably have a jersey sooner or later. But if I was going to ever get a jersey, I would want it. I don't even want it personalized. I would want like Kenny's eUnited jersey.
You're gonna have to fight Lennox for that one.
Hey.
She's ready to scrap, bro. She's gonna bring the brass knuckles.
Mama.
You better watch out.
I don't fight Mama. Big Mama got me. I tell you that much. She give me the wrong look. I just sit back down. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mama. I ain't mean that.
She's gonna wear it first, and then she's like, all right, Colin, maybe you can have this one.
I really want to know, did it actually? It did. I actually started Gears. Jacob, I'll be right back. I'm going to roll out of spawn.
Oh, please, man. You not even get an invite?
You're not on. You're not online.
I'm not getting in trouble again, Colin. We did this before a couple weeks ago. I'm not going through that one. Goalie's going to come over to my house and open up a can of, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I hear you, baby. I hear you. We're going to have somebody chew through your internet cable. Like, I don't remember even who it was that had their dog bite their internet.
Solars.
Shout out one time. Shout out one time, baby. Oh, God in heaven. ChaoZ is going to back up here as multiple players from eUnited are going to pressure up toward the A hill. Abuelos Nietos rotated from the B to the A hill, and they're going to look to get some help from Addvers in the middle of the map. Addvers has a perfect flank here on a Dyslexic. Dyslexic has to be careful not to get lancered out here. Big body shot by Powerz. Needs one more to connect. Gets it to go. Down is there. It'll be 4v3 momentarily. Demise is going to go down. Quick revive coming through. Back A attempt. Chavii won't be able to get that first one. Looking for a second one here. They're going to have to go for the finish here. Yo, Chavii!
still down. Finally, he bleeds out. Chavii's still staying alive and looking for that last elimination. The thing of here is Chavii's just escaping because he knows that's the enemy team's spawn. Anything he does here in terms of staying alive is absolutely perfect, as multiple players fresh off a respawn are now going to have to deal with him. Solar needs to know exactly when and where to abandon this play if Chavii goes down, because if he tries to play hero, that could be disastrous.
Now Chavii gets another kill there at the arrivals at the suitcases here. A big reaction shot out of TJ. Holy smokes and cannolis. That man just ran on through him like somebody that's lactose had a whole gallon of milk. Boy, I tell you what, he flew on through that boy. He's going to get on the backside of this cover as soon as he gets that cap off and wait for the retake to come through from Abuelos Jesus Nietos. 3 players here, now 4 players. It's a 4v3 on the side of the map. Dyslexic has a free run to B. He's going to go for the decap here. Demise goes down, and that might be a big misplay. 2 players are down. TJ's the only one alive at the home.
Yeah. PJ made the smart play, though. Immediately runs away. Doesn't try to be hero. He sees all 3 players, making the call out for Dyslexic, who's staying alive on the other side of the map. So even with TJ going down, this is not going to be a triple cap domination just yet, as Solars goes deep into the spawn, cleans it up, gets crossed towards the back, returning back towards his teammates as Powerz, he inches himself closer towards the low side. Big down coming through from Chavii as Solars cleans up another one. Another flank towards the backside as Demise drops yet again, playing perfectly when it comes to their spawn, knowing how deep they can go without any consequence.
Solar's going to continue to roll around here, just looking for the next player to come off a respawn. I like what TJ did. He rotated all the way across the map, got the decap at the home hill of Abuelos Jesus Nietos. Now is looking to help try to get a pinch right here. Goes to the back A, won't be able to get that down. Nice eUnited fighting back off of spawn yet again, trying to save themselves in this round. But I think Abuelos just, I mean, they are one step ahead of the competition here. They are going for the B and the C hill, and they will have the lead and have the 200-point threshold.
Hard to break. Anything short of almost a triple neutralization at this point. It's going to be lights out for eUnited. They could win. They could decap and still come back with 2, but I think that opportunity has now gone out the window as they reach the 228 mark and counting. Demise gets 1. Triple neutralization still prevalent. Dyslexic, he has a 1v1. The decap comes through. All he has to do is stay alive here. Solar hops over, puts himself in a 1v2. Powerz is there, shortly on their trail. They need to get the reset. Dyslexic gets denied. The capture is in. Powerz is out, and Abuelos Jesus Nietos are able to hold on to round number 1.
Now you see Abuelos Jesus Nietos with this first round. Can they maintain the lead? Can they maintain the momentum? As it is an extraordinarily difficult thing against eUnited. We saw it just last map after winning 4 rounds in a row. eUnited comes back with 3 in a row of their own to win the entirety of the map. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see anything crazy. It's just going to be bull talks here. Am I right, Jacob?
Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Maybe if they want to get crazy, it's going to go over towards the tank side of the map. But right now, they're just talking over strategy, talking over what went wrong and how they're going to fix it before they put the bull talk down.
G8 weapon.
Almost fell for that.
G8 weapon.
I was about to say, yep. Let's put it down.
Hey, look, we're only 7 days away. They might want to get some practice in with it. You never know.
Now you get the DLC characters. Can we get a DLC weapon?
Word.
Everybody at home has no idea. They didn't even hear the weapon we're talking about.
No, not a clue. Not a clue. It could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. Hey, yo, bring the claw out. Ooh. 1 round for your boy.
Addvers stuns himself right there, unable to get aggressive off of that smoke. In fact, it does the opposite. It allows for eUnited to push up and put some damage. Chavii has no choice but to back down little by little. He's trying to go ahead and put some damage, which will scare some players off, but he doesn't hit any good shots there to put any big amount of damage, which puts the pressure on. They're going for that triple cap domination. Solar with the flash to try to stand out Powerz. On the other side is Dyslexic, who gets taken down as Powerz. He finds a way to get that elimination, but reinforcements are well on the way. Addvers has his work cut out for him. He immediately goes down. Another player has a chance, I do believe, but not going to be able to get close enough to get the reset. Nice body block by Powerz as eUnited win the round and go back-to-back, 1 apiece.
And that's what they need to do. They need to be able to continue to shut down the momentum of Abuelos Jesus Nietos anytime they get something going. I don't necessarily want to say it's worrying for me because he does have 5 assists, but Addvers right now with not a kill to his name, and the least amount of damage. That's, I think, the worrying thing. If you add those two together, I mean, sometimes you get a guy like Zysho who doesn't get any kills, but he has a ton of assists and a ton of damage. That's okay. But the fact that he's gotten the least amount of damage for his team, no kills, and the 5 assists, that's the worrying benefactor when you put those things together.
When it comes to the weapons, though, all retros all the way. I think Rise is one of the few teams that'll probably keep the Bolt Talk out just a little bit longer. When you have an expert player like Avexy's on your team, it allows you that depth of strategy. I don't know if it's Avexy's calling for it or Affinity. It's just great plays by Rise. You see not very many teams mimic, but with the retro in hand, ChaoZ is able to put out some damage and stop almost all 4 members of eUnited dead in their tracks.
We're gonna try to get something to go here. eUnited, they're stuck in no man's land, but they find a kill there, which should open things up here. 2 kills, actually, as a matter of fact, might come through. 1 for each team. Dyslexic down, Solar down, now Addvers is down. ChaoZ trying to roadie strafe into 1 player. Chavii. I think, did Powerz, did he hear him?
I mean, I want to say maybe. But at the same time, if you know the numbers, you call them out, and you know somebody's floating around, there's very few spots they could be at. It's TJ just making a party happen on the home hill of Abuelos for a short moment. Demise not letting go off of that Lancer, just letting that damage rip. It's going to clean up at least 1 onto Addvers. He actually 2 back-to-back as he takes out Solar as well, with 2 more members dead in front of him. This is what you call demanding attention to deal with him.
Look at what they can do here is ChaoZ. He's going to have this fridge here, this little vending machine. He's going to he's going to pull back to that cubby corner. Try to bait somebody, maybe. No, he's going to continue to pull back, look across the map. He's going to mark out players coming from the spawn over to B. Dyslexic is tagged up a little bit. Has to continue to back up here. Looking for some help. There's a down and a kill on Dyslexic. TJ tries to roll up, tries to get some help in this win in a 2v2 situation. Unsure what the communication breakdown was, right? Yo!
I don't think they did. They just didn't talk. They just pushed forward, mistake after mistake. Nobody calling them out. 4 players up, 4 players down. As it looks like players are trying to break free. They know their home hill is under siege. The numbers advantage favors them if they can break through to this neutral, but it starts with Dyslexic, who goes down, unable to get the capture or the break. Abuelos sneak away with that one as the rounds will continue to go back and forth, but Abuelos are the ones up 2. 2-1.
You're good. I knew what you meant, baby. I knew what you meant. I was right there with you. See what happens here is multiple players from Abuelos and Nietos are really starting to, I mean, just boil over with the momentum shift in their favor with a couple of those kills that we got. I think you said it best. There was probably no communication whatsoever over at the B hill, which is what caused that breakdown and the double kill coming through for Abuelos and Nietos. Coming in around number 4 here. Last round of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Will eUnited be able to tie it up? Or will they go down 3-1? Voltox and Retros picked up by both teams. TJ will take up the backside of the tank. They're going to push those players off. And how in the heck did you down? Yo, it had to be a Voltox.
Voltox, yeah, Voltox. We were both had that same reaction. Like, what in the hell just happened? How do you go down so quick? Because Powerz packs a punch with the Voltox. I almost look at it like a shoddy that can't chuck you, but hit those devastating shots from far away. Only a couple will get the down as Retro is there. Both players putting out a good amount of damage, but ChaoZ, he's able to get the down onto 1, cleans it up, tries to return, keeps Powerz red with the shot. Solar's just in the nick of time to finish off that down as it looks like their teamwork is definitely intact. Demise trying to make something happen here, and the only 1v1 around the map, but might have spoke too soon. It was a 2v1 with a player fast on his heel.
Looks like Chavii's going to have a free run over to the B hill here momentarily. He'll back up, try to get that first shot on. Won't be able to get a full clean sweep onto him. He'll get the neutralization, but won't be able to stay there for the retake. Snubs over the top of that cover. Might have a 2v2, maybe even a 3v2 if they rotate Solar into this position as well. eUnited's going to get the call out. ChaoZ will be on the opposite side of the map. Retro in hand. Shots out. Will throw that first flash. He's going to bounce around. He's going to be full red down. Now dead. Solar's going to rotate into his position now. Backside of the vending will go down as well. And they're going to get a third. Will go. Hey, maybe. So, 4 down, 4 dead. They're seeing red. They want to make this 2-2 going into the second half.
Moments ago, Gonna be off to ChaoZ, who just gets battered, bruised. Solar with great flash. That's gonna stun him. He gets the reset, but unable to make something impactful happen, as now it's Addvers' turn. A team down, gonna go through, but nobody able to get the reset. 2-2, we're all tied up, and I'm just thinking moments ago, both Demise and Dyslexic had that player weak. They up A each side of the cover with reaction shot, knowing there's no way this man's gonna survive. Never seen a double reaction shot like that around the corner. That's how you know they're on the same page, Colin.
Just beautiful done. Beautiful teamwork by them. All tied up going into the second half here. First team to win 3 rounds in this second half as well will get the win. There's the shock placed out. United will place theirs. Abuelos Nietos will place theirs as well. Both teams staying with the same strategy. Neither team giving up on it, going to the power weapon just yet. Rolling off a spawn, we're going to be on the backside of Abuelos Nietos with a 2-2 split here. 2 players going to E, 2 players going for the possible home-to-home defensive stretch here. ChaoZ will call out the Dyslexic on that first cover. Solar gets the stun back onto TJ. TJ is going to be tagged up a little bit here. We'll continue to back up. 68% damage. Now he's going to get chunked out, but there's the return fire from Demise. Demise actually was the one that chunked TJ out. I don't know if he was going for a highlight reel, but he put himself in a position to have to do one.
ChaoZ baits Dyslexic in. Powerz is still there over the top of the Boltok shot. Definitely in a 1v2 situation. Great for them to break through in the hill. That's going to be a big battle between TJ and I do believe that was Solar, because if Solar wins, they're possibly knocking on the door of a triple cap domination. But with TJ's victory, eUnited will stave off elimination in this round.
TJ will have to come off a spawn here. Runs past this home hill after getting the kill onto Solar. Solar back off a respawn now. eUnited looking for where they can tag team a player. They're not going to be able to get that first shot on now. They will get into ChaoZ's area. They're going to bounce toward ChaoZ. ChaoZ is just... He was using that cover to pretty much perfection for quite some time, but the 3v1 is just too strong. They're going to get 2 kills. Now looking for a third onto Solar. Solar, he's going to get tagged up. He's full red. Will he drop the flash in time? He doesn't. He'll go down. Dyslexic will go for the cleanup. 4 down and dead yet again. Players off of respawn have to fly to the home hill, or else they'll get dropped in the triple cap domination situation yet again.
Yeah, they got dropped regardless. ChaoZ, Chavii going 2 different directions. Solar's getting split up. Addvers trying to play hero. Just not the right moves at that very moment. United take quick advantage, and that's the thing. Once they find that moment, they're quick to react. They're not always successful 100% of the time, but it's their hastiness that is making sure that in a lot of these situations, they do have the advantage, especially when it does come to offense.
I don't believe that. I don't think we're going to see any difference here. They're
retro to retro.
Retros are retros or retros on retros, with retros over there with another retro on that side. Maybe we'll see a retro side.
That's what you're saying, that they're going to drop a retro. Okay. I thought you said retro. I didn't hear that you said retro.
I could have said, you know, corned beef hash, but I said retro.
Bro, don't test me. I love corned beef hash with some rice, potatoes.
Hey, we're related. There's no shot. We're not related.
From another
I've come to that conclusion. I tell people all the time, I'm like, I don't know how Jacob and I didn't see each other at family reunions. We're the same human in a lot of situations.
Just had that, I think, on the 15th, April 15th, Brandon's Diner. I just had it.
My man. I had something I had homemade. My wife made homemade corned beef hash, so I can't say I went to a diner for it.
It was still good, homemade, almost all the same. Almost, because it's a very local diner. As TJ is trying to make it local against Solar over here. Solar's been doing a good job in a lot of his 1v1 situations, so you can't even just tip it in one favor, but 2 shots over the top. Second one not doing so much damage. Hopefully TJ doesn't take the bait, but Solar's firing back from the low ground. Now he's getting aggressive, but bites off more than he can chew. He gets taken down. Eliminations falling. Blue lighting up the kill feed. Powerz threatening that neutral hill, and TJ wins another battle against Addvers. That's going to be a big victory and a possible triple cap domination unless Solar can make it to the hill, but he can't. As eUnited 3 straight rounds in a row looking to secure that 3-0 victory.
There's no easy way for me to say this. Them 4 dudes are goofballs. If they're about to win a round, they just act silly.
The Animaniacs, is that what you're telling?
They're yakko, wacko, and Dot out there. My man, they losing it sometimes.
8. when the only one that can stop you is you, and you're also capping the hill, I don't think you could stop you. Yeah, I confused myself with that one.
I agree.
Retro's being halved.
Yeah, 62nd on the retro. There.
I will say, even though the sniper went down now, since they have the retro, if they don't have the retro on the other side, but that's neither here nor there, the weapon down, that would have forced them to put the weapon down regardless.
Coming in around number 7 here, looking for the possible match and map point for eUnited, up 4-2 here. Playing over the tank, 3v3, possible 4v3. eUnited's going for the early point lead. TJ, the longer he's alive, the more trouble it is for their opponents. And Powerz is going to, or Demise is going to take that opportunity to pick up the long shot. Go for that first body shot. He's going to get down. Everybody in the area with guns out. The sun must have been out. Powerz last alive here at his home hill. He's going to get 3v1, and they lose the fight on the opposite side of the map. I think they bought themselves enough time by capping E. They might get a touch. Oh, headshot coming. Headshot season.
Maybe with this one. Nope. Another near miss. Knows exactly what to focus on in this situation. 3 players ready to defend this hill. E was broken through, so there's no point of overstretching, putting your focus where it doesn't belong, but they have a 3v2. Make it a 3v1. Make it a 3v none as they break through and kill both of those players. Now Demise has his work cut out for him on the other side of the map as you see the neutral now being decapped. TJ is there to save the day for now. Headshot from across the map is going to be connected as Solars ends one's life and leaves. I do believe that's Demise on the other side of the map all by his lonesome.
Now we see Solar rocking around the E hill. He's going to wait for a teammate to get there with him as well. Abuelos Nietos will have their home hill back finally. They're going to continue their dominant point spread in this round number 7. United mounting up to try to push out over here. Unsure if Solar has any long shot left. I couldn't get a look at his round count. Big shot missed there by ChaoZ. ChaoZ just trying to add damage on to Powerz. Confirmation that he is out of sniper rifle ammo. Long shot will have to be picked up by somebody new after it respawns. Demise gets a win there, or at least a down onto Solar, which should open things up a little bit for them to maybe pressure out. Comes Demise, left-handed wrap, gets the first kill, now has the 90-degree. Shots on, damage out. There's another down. There's another cleanup as well. 1v1 opposite side of the map. Dyslexic loses it to Chavii. Chavii will have the 2-1 hill advantage back in favor of Abuelos Nietos. eUnited is going to be trapped between a rock and a hard place here momentarily.
Is going to be captured. Chavii's going to try to hold on in a 1v1 scenario and trust his teammates to win what could be a 3v3 with reinforcements from both of these teams making way. Demise falls. TJ goes down. They don't give Powerz enough time to complete the rotation as Chavii wins a big 1v1. So regardless of what goes down, it will be Abuelos who continue to extend the 3rd map.
Keeping this thing alive for just a moment. They will take us to around number 8. And we will see if Abuelos Nietos will be able to even this up. I believe now we'll see eUnited place down that shock grenade to go with the full utility setup.
You know what's got to be a little bit of confidence boost on the side of eUnited as a whole?
What's that?
Look at Powerz' stats. And look at how impactful eUnited still is all around the map. So even when Powerz isn't having his typical game in terms of elims and all of the sort, TJ's stepping it up, Demise is stepping him up, Dyslexic is getting disgusting, and then now because we pointed him out, Powerz is about to have the round of his life right here.
Go!
I got bad news for you. Normally when people call out Powerz having a bad game, things just don't.
Oh, he's not having a bad game. He's just not having a Powerz-like performance. Because he's very impactful still.
I'm just going to do what I do to Taylor and say that you said he had a bad game.
Oh, God.
Just like when Taylor said to drop him a few weeks ago. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Reflection said to drop him?
Yo, I can't believe he said it either. I quoted him.
All that
I said,
protein
what?
is really going to his head if he said drop Powerz.
Yo, my man said drop Powerz. I swear that's what he said.
I hear him screaming at his TV right now. I did not say that.
He's gonna come into Discord. Oh, ChaoZ is going to try to retreat through the middle of the map. Full red for just a moment. Demise looking over the top of that hill. Demise got left, I think, because he was snubbing the middle of the map, and then 3 players were just behind him, and he was like, Guys, where'd you go?
You won't get away from me!
You get the memo. Same thing happened to Solars right there. Hit the body shot. Now it's Addvers who had no choice but to about face and try to stay alive. They do capture themselves that cushion in the form of the neutral of E, but since they've already been doubled up and counting, almost even tripled up in the score line, they're almost going to need a triple neutralization if they take any more time.
Powerz is going to look. Powerz is going to look down here. There goes the shock. Body shot onto one player, and that's going to be the finishing blow that they need. The shock will force him to the backside, and the kill is there. 2v4 official on the map right now, but I believe eUnited, they're just going to pressure toward E. They're not going to really take a lot of chances. They've got a giant point lead nonetheless. Solar rolls off to the side, stays safe for now, doesn't fall and die. ChaoZ, though, will drop off here at the E hill. Powerz is trying to stay alive. Solar shot on, will continue to pressure out toward one player. Demise is going to continue to back A. Snub fire from behind out of Powerz is there. It's through and true. Now they're looking to get this next kill at the home hill of Abuelos Nietos. Triple cap domination threatened for just a moment, but 2-1 hill advantage back in favor.
Already you can see both Powerz and Demise spotting a couple players off of respawn. ChaoZ and Chavii, their position is not going to go concealed, and they have no time. They have to go. Chavii gets taken down. ChaoZ is no more. They need to split up into two different 1v2 situations. Solars, no, it's all but over. He's not going to even attempt it as eUnited win the round, win the map, and shut out the series 3-0.
Unbelievable performance. They called it on the analyst desk. They said 9-0 in maps, and I'm not the best at math. I normally got to take my shoes off if I want to get past 11. So that means they are 9-0 in maps. I'll tell you that much.
What did you say?
Exactly.
About your shoes? What did you say about your toes? What are you talking about, Carl?
The implication of if I want to count past 10 means I need to take my shoes off. All right, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, you don't have 11 fingers?
I used to. I cut it off. I thought it was gonna be a negative thing in my life, but now I realize if I'd have had that 11th finger, I could have paddled so much easier.
And I'm just thinking to myself though of that comment of, wait, Powerz has teammates. This is the perfect map to show that Powerz, yes, indeed does have teammates. For a minute there, I thought I was seeing things. I thought I was seeing 1v4s in back-to-back maps, but woo, everybody does show up. Now, all jokes aside, though, TJ all season long, performing well, stepping it up big. But I think the biggest thing here is Dyslexic and Demise really finding their roles in every one of these situations to keep eUnited on top, no matter how easy or tough that road gets.
I'll be the Debbie Downer, Jacob. They had to. They had to find it. Because you remember last major? They steamrolled through the competition. They come up against the Pioneers in that grand finals, and the Pioneers said, all right, TJ, Demise, and Dyslexic, you going to win this thing? Because we ain't going to let Powerz do it. I mean, they kept him off a respawn as much as they physically could. If they can win it, if Demise and Dyslexic and TJ can give them that same success, that same kind of production round in and round out, that increases eUnited's chances multitudes, and it astronomically increases their chances in this major, because a lot of those top teams are going to try their best not to let Powerz beat them. But if anybody on the face of the planet can break this down better than you and I, it is possibly the greatest player to ever grace this game, the greatest player to ever pick up the sticks, the greatest player to ever just look that damn good. It's franchise. I don't care what the other two got to say. Get him off the screen. Just franchise.
It's a fact.
Hey, you better put some respect on Regency.
Yes!
Oh, shoot.
Let's go!
Broke my heart. Broke my heart.
Colin, you're the greatest, man. I love you, brother. Thank you for hyping me up. You know, you've been hype all weekend, but I'm just trying to channel you this weekend. That's the funny thing. Like, I'm actually being you this weekend, and I'm doing my best, but there's only one Colin the Crow Clark.
You're a better
you know
me than I could ever be. You're a better me than I could ever be. You're the best at anything that it is that you choose to do on the face of this earth. And if anybody tells you different, they're lying to you.
Better watch out, Colin. I don't know if you know above. Like, I got franchise above me, right? But you got two former professional players above you. One of them being Ribs, winning his first and last event. You better put some respect on his name. Or he's gonna...
I'm not that worried. I'm not that worried.
I let Colin beat me in 1v1 boxes. I felt that. I had to give him
if it was old school, John would have beat
like...
me without dropping around.
All right, guys. Well, hey, hell of a cast, boys. Jokes aside, I appreciate the love fest going on right now. Hell of a cast all day long. Way to kick us off the right way, guys.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
Yeah, get him out. Although
I thought he was talking about
that.
me, and my heart dropped. I was like, oh, I'm getting that gas. No, I knew he was talking about Fran. He's the biggest Fran fan, and he's been that way for years, and he'll never change. We don't want Colin to change.
This man drove across state borders to see Franchise and Ribs in the Team Envy Boys, the Microsoft Store tournament 4 years ago. Just Fran.
It was just Fran.
He drove across the border to win. There's a difference.
A little bit of praise, a little bit of Fran.
Well, and then you guys split up teams, and he played with the winning team. Was that your team, Fran?
Yeah, he played with Praise and I. Yep.
Ribs, you took it out with Toy Soldier. And
it was me. It was me and Jamie, and praise and Fran. Yeah, it was a good little match. It was our idea to do that, right, Fran? At first, they wanted us to team together. We were like, no, let's split up, and then we'll team with some of the guys that are like free agents. Because some crews came with their full team, but no, it was fun. It was a good way to meet Colin.
I love it. Colin came solo dolo, and hey, something tells me that was a closer match than what we just saw on stream. Something tells me there's a little better of a Gears 4 match back then. We can take a look at the highlights here. Ribs, walk me through it.
Yeah, we talked about it right off the bat. Ritual Control. You don't want to take eUnited there, especially not Abuelos, who's already been struggling throughout the day. They take them there, and it was just a highlight reel. I mean, we were watching a lot of Torque Bow kills because eUnited had the Torque. I think outside of this one time Addvers had the Torque, I think eUnited had every other Torque, whether it was Demise or Powerz. Then we go to Clocktower, and I thought, hey, Abuelos is going to win a map here, maybe get some momentum, and they get to map point. And then they just took their foot off the gas, or maybe Powerz just took over. That's what Colin said, or what Jacob said. And here we are, 3 rounds in a row at map point, and eUnited wins 3 straight. And one of the best highlights of the day with Powerz picking up snipe. I don't think he got any headshots. It was maybe 1 headshot and then like 3 body shots back to back to back. But Fran, a great sniper like yourself, that's all it takes, that body shot sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need one. You just need one little down, set up another down, and then that sets you up for that 1 headshot, and that leads the way to the rest of the day. I mean, you just catch that momentum, and then you feel like you can't miss. Like their head just gets a little bit bigger.
Exactly. And then Vasgar, another one that was more competitive than it looked, definitely more competitive than Ritual. But at this point in time, eUnited just feeling themselves. Abuelos, it's a tough loss for them. I believe they're still in for tomorrow. But eUnited, as we said, 9-0 on their maps today. Even more impressive than what Rise did, because I believe Rise lost 1 or 2 maps. So eUnited looking strong. Congratulations to them. Like we said, though, John, it's the first step in a long road of trying to win a major and get KCP off their pedestal.
Yeah, that's right. It all comes down to who's going to show up on Saturday, on Sunday. And, look, all 4 of our top 4 seeds performed today. And all 4 of them win their pool 3-0, fairly uncontested. eUnited, 100% map victory success. You saw Rise struggle a tiny bit. They lost 1 map, if that's considered struggling. But you know what? I'm just so excited for tomorrow. We're going to preview that here in a little bit as we wrap up this show. And actually, it was a little closer in stats, as you're mentioning. 300, 241, 6'5", 5'3". So, hey, the Abuelos and boys, they got to be confident going into tomorrow. They're going to walk home with the 2nd seed in their pool. And I got to ask one last question. Fran, do you think Abuelos y sus Nietos have a chance to really make some noise? Maybe even break in the top 4 tomorrow?
I do. I feel like they didn't have the greatest of days. They played 2 long matches. It could have been maybe they were tired and they couldn't really close out those maps against United. But I do want to give a shout out to Demise. I mean, he played amazing, that Vasgar. We always give the limelight to Powerz, to Dyslexic, to Force. But Demise, I felt like he really stepped up on that Vasgar, and that's why they closed it out. So my eyes on him. If he can play at that level the entire weekend, United's looking dangerers.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. 21K damage. Demise played out of his mind in that game 3 and helped them secure what was yet again a close escalation. So, and I guess final thought there, Ribs. Do you think that the close maps, is that United showing some weakness, or is that Abuelos y sus Nietos looking pretty solid?
No, I want to give credit to Abuelos, and you asked Fran, do I think they can make waves tomorrow? I think they can. I think the version we got of Abuelos today wasn't as good as we've seen throughout this split of Pro League. And yeah, I think there's a good reason we put them in our opening segment as the savvy vets. They're definitely on upset alert. And 3 close matches right there. It's still a 0-3, but no, they could definitely play up to their opponents tomorrow, depending on who they match up against. Potentially break. I think their ceiling is around top 4, though, John. I'm not going to say they're going to win the whole tournament, but if they get into top 6, top 4. That's a win in my book for that roster.
Can they play spoiler or upset some of these top teams? We will find out. Let's take a look at the pool play standings as it currently stands, at least. The final updated pool play standings will be posted on the Gears Esports Twitter, but for now, you see the 100, 100, and 100% in pools B, C, and D for Pioneers. Pittsburgh Knights and eUnited. Rise, again, lost one map today, but outside of that, looked so darn good. And then you got Defiance, Abyss Esports over Team Queso, taking second place. They're the squad that's coming from Challenger Circuit, last chance qualifiers. Very impressive. Rebel goes 2-1 after getting served, an embarrassing 3-0 loss to the Pittsburgh Knights. And of course, Abuelos, Nietos. Of the second tier teams, which one do you think is the best tier, friend?
I mean, I have to give the nod to Defiance. Rise did make pretty easy work of them, but they've shown, on E-Days throughout this split, they're a good team. I mean, they're gonna play you tough. They have those savvy veterans, and as long as they play together and play confident, I can see them upsetting some other pro teams. But yeah, I would definitely say they're the team to watch here.
Well, you have Defiance. I would almost say Rebel is my pick. They started really slow against Pittsburgh Knights, but Ribs, who would you give that to? Would you agree with Fran on Defiance?
No, yeah, I'm not convinced yet with Defiance. Like I said, they're kind of a pickup team. Yeah, they had the great showing in Challengers, but there's teams like Abuelos, teams like Team Queso also, even though they got third seed, I feel like they still have a lot more to show, and I feel like they have a little bit more passion to win with each other, whereas Defiance is kind of just like, hey, you're a good player, let's just play, see what we can do, and then go to Kansas City next week and have a good time.
Yeah, well, 4 teams eliminated. 12 remain, and the bracket is ready. Let's go ahead and take a look at the championship bracket. As a result of pool play, it is Rebel versus someone. We'll, of course, fill that bracket out to be determined. That bracket will be updated on Gears Esports Twitter, but the winner of that will go on to play against Rise. That'll be an interesting round 2 matchup. Meanwhile, Fury 1, another team that we've all said can play spoiler here in the bracket. They'll play against United if they can win their round 1 matchup as well. We'll have Casa de Papel versus Abuelos and Defiance at the bottom of that. And what obviously makes things interesting here, and I think the Kansas City Pioneers have to be the other team in the lower side of the winner's bracket, right? So what makes things interesting is we will have a Kansas City Pioneers versus Knights potential matchup in the winner's semifinals and the coveted Rise versus eUnited matchup. Fran, your thoughts on the bracket, how it's shaking out?
I mean, I'm really looking at that winners round 2. Rise and eUnited being on the same side. We've seen this matchup all split long during E-Days, and they've split them 2-2. Who's going to come out on top, tomorrow if they get there? Obviously, they have to win their matches. They'll be favorites of those matches, but I see them, the way they've been playing this weekend, I see them playing each other tomorrow. Who's going to come out on top? And then you have obviously the defending champs and Knights, the 2 teams, the 2 heavyweights that have been here for a while now, including the dynasty, the Gears 5 dynasty.
Yep.
So I mean, we're about to get into like the meats and grits of the tournament. So I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
You hear how Fran had to say Gears 5 Dynasty with like a frog in his throat, Ribs? You heard that too, right? It was tough. It was tough to get out. He was like, it could have been ours, should have been ours if we stayed on land. My man Fran winning the first 2 with the reciprocity roster, if y'all remember, back 2 years ago. But no, that's a good perspective. Ribs, any other comments there?
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see when the full champ bracket is filled out. And we get to see where our 4 seeds play out. You're looking at KCP against the Knights if we get to that winner semis. And then, of course, Rise and eUnited. And I think that's a tough matchup for Rise. Both of those teams look so good. But yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's winner semis. And we still have so many matches left. Once we see the full champ bracket, we'll be able to see what potential upsets we have, what potential matchups we have. And that's like Fran said, it's the real meat and grits of the tournament is when that championship bracket starts.
And I cannot wait. My favorite part of any Gears esports event, of any esports event, period, is when Gears meets championship bracket, especially championship Sunday. But hey, lots of plays were made today. A lot of great matches today. In particular, I saw like 3, 4, 5 different candidates for play of the day. However, we narrowed it down to 1. This is your eSwap X Pro controller play of the day.
And yeah, this is the Powerz clip that we were talking about. So this is an important round 11 against a team that's pretty much taken them to the wire of the first map, and they take him to the wire of the next map. So he picks up Snipe and just hits every shot, and then he hits him with a couple side bounces there, a little stutter step. What do you have to say about this one, Fran?
I mean, this is just dirty. Easy headshot, lines up the down. Okay, that was pretty close to a headshot. And then he's like, okay, my teammates are cleaning up. Now, I'm just going to go for the World Star, okay?
Okay.
Now it's like, all right, I don't respect you. I just do not.
Yep.
It's just
You heard that, right, though, John? That he had a easy headshot. Fran would have hit this in his sleep. An easy headshot. This is our player of the day, Fran. You can't act like you would have did this if you were on the sticks. Or would you have?
I mean, who knows? We're not going to get into hypotheticals,
So humble.
but I will say this side bounce was dirty. That side bounce is beautiful.
That's the movement that makes it special for Powerz. Hey, what I got to say, Fran, Ribs, you're kind of roasting Fran for a little bit of his confidence. I gotta say, we gotta get Fran on the casting booth. You hear that commentary, that play-by-play? I'm okay with that.
I don't respect you. I don't respect you.
I respect you.
Boop, bop, you're done. It is true, though. That's how a lot of these Gears players, especially Powerz, take their fights. They say, I don't think you're going to hit the shot you need to hit, and I know I will. And that's how a lot of these players get away with the stuff we see. It's just sheer confidence, and that's what you have to love about these Gears pros.
Exactly. Can you just imagine a Colin and franchise commentary matchup? Colin would lose his mind, I think, having Fran as an analyst. It'd be fantastic. But hey, jokes aside, let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow's action so you can know exactly when your favorite teams are playing. Want to set your calendars. We get started at 11 o'clock Eastern. Set your clocks right now. We know you gamers will be up playing, so set your alarms. Be up nice and early for Winners Bracket Round 1 as we kick off this championship bracket, and then all the way down until 9 o'clock Eastern. Losers Round 3. We'll wrap up with Losers Round 3. We will have Winners Round 3, which is the semifinals. So that will be at 5 and 7 o'clock Eastern as well. Those potential 1 through 4 seed matchups. Unless one of these teams can play upset, which, as Rib said, there's a good chance. Abuelos, Defiance, Fury 1 is a team that has shown so much potential here. There is definitely a potential for some upset overall. And as we wrap up the show for the day here, gentlemen, it's been a hell of a day, Fran. Great to have you back on the desk with us for a second time here. Any final thoughts as we wrap?
No, it's been a great day. I mean, it's been an exciting day. A lot of good plays, a lot of good matches. And we'll see how tomorrow starts how tomorrow goes. Let's just leave it at that.
Ribs? Yeah, and everything's smooth sailing so far. I can't wait for tomorrow. Of course, Ashes is going to join us on the desk. I can't wait to hear his insight and knowledge, one of the most storied coaches in Gears history. And yeah, like we said, Champ Bracket starts tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. And yeah, thank you so far for having me. It's going to be a good show tomorrow.
My man Ash has been preparing a spreadsheet amidst his complex assistant GM duties. This guy's a spreadsheet ready. Y'all better be ready for the debut of Ash on the analyst desk. I'm excited for that. Of course, if you're new to Gears 5 esports, over the last year, Ash's winningest coach in Gears esports history, formerly of the Optic Gaming Dynasty. Excited to have him on the desk here with us as well. But it's going to be a historic day for more reasons than just Ash joining us. It's going to be one hell of a day in terms of the action and the gameplay and what we're going to have to kick off our champ bracket. A fairly let's tell it like it is, fairly cookie cutter start to pool play. A lot of these pro teams and top seeds performing, but champ bracket is where things always get absolutely wild. We'll have upsets, we'll have great matches, we'll have more eSwap X Pro controller plays of the day, and of course, going into our losers bracket as well, it'll be win or go home. So make sure to tune in bright and early tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern, for the kickoff of championship bracket for the Gears Spring Major. Have a good night, everybody.